There's something bone-chilling about being alone in the wilderness at night. As darkness falls over the woods, our primal instincts kick in, warning us of the unknown dangers that could be lurking just out of sight. Twisted branches transform into clawing hands, while ordinary night noises amplify into ominous warnings. Most would wisely avoid camping solo in remote forests, but those brave or foolish enough to try it have captured some deeply disturbing encounters on tape. In this video, we'll highlight 3 of the creepiest real-life incidents that demonstrate why an innate fear of dark woods persists in humankind. These campers heard and saw things that defy logical explanation, things that will make you think twice about pitching a tent off the beaten trail. Forest drummers. Our first story comes from a group of friends whose rowdy night of drinking by the campfire took a terrifying turn. The group had driven deep into the forest near Mount Hood National Forest in Oregon for a week-long retreat from civilization. They were miles from the nearest town or cell signal, but they weren't concerned about their isolation. After all, what's more fun than getting drunk in the woods with your closest pals? As day turned to night, the friends kept the party going, laughing, chatting, and sending bottles spinning. Most had passed out in their tents by 2 a.m., but a few diehards remained by the fading embers. They amused themselves by playfully mocking the bizarre noises drifting out from the impenetrable darkness beyond their clearing. Then, the noises shifted. Instead of expected sounds like the hoot of an owl or skittering of a squirrel, they heard an arrhythmic banging. Bang, 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 bang. It sounded like someone was hitting the trees with incredible force, using an irregular drumbeat. The friends nervously joked that it must be Bigfoot rudely asking them to keep it down. The banging intensified, and suddenly a bone-chilling, inhuman scream erupted from multiple directions, as if a tribe of savage beasts had the group surrounded. No known animal could make such a disturbingly human-esque sound. The men scrambled in a panic towards the cars as the guttural wails got louder and closer. Tree branches cracked and leaves rustled as the sources of the scream seemed to move rapidly nearer. Something was coming for them. Fireside legends of creepy creatures in the woods took on terrifying plausibility in the darkness. The group grappled with primal panic, fumbling to unlock their trucks with shaking hands. Whatever sinister beings lurked in that forest, they wanted no part of it. Jamming keys into ignitions, they tore off down the dirt road, leaving gear behind, flooded with relief once they regained cell service and saw lights ahead signifying civilization. Weeks later, having shared the story with no one out of shame over their frantic exit, the group uneasily laughed about what must have been some hungry coyotes, but deep down they wondered. What had stalked them in the darkness? Why had it seemed to herd them away? And would they see it again if they ever returned to those remote woods? Midnight Prowler. After the frenzy of that last story, let's move to a haunting case that proves terror isn't just confined to remote forests. Evil has a way of finding people even in well-traveled areas. Noah learned this the hard way on what should have been a relaxing camping retreat. The college student had picked out what he thought was a perfect location for some car camping along Oregon's beautiful Sun River. It was a well-used county park with public access to the gentle river and sprawling grassy areas, hardly the remote wilderness our last group experienced. With school exams over, Noah eagerly packed his pickup truck and headed out solo on his 3-day Freedom Fest. He drove for a while along the Sun River Scenic Byway and eventually came upon a road he'd never noticed before, despite several trips to the park over the years. It cut through a densely wooded area, a good mile away from the hiking trails and boat launches. By this point, the park was closing for the night, with no signs of other campers around anymore. The isolated road looked ideal for some off-the-grid private relaxation, so Noah spontaneously decided to drive into the secluded wooded area. He navigated slowly down the overgrown dirt road as the summer sun slipped below the horizon. Just as darkness enveloped the woods, he popped out into a clearing by the riverbank. An open field lined by towering oak trees offered perfect cover from prying eyes. After reinforcing his truck shell's locks, Noah settled in happily on the plush foam mattress he'd brought, feeling cozy yet exhilarated being by himself for the first time in unfamiliar surroundings. Some hours later, the crack of a branch jolted Noah awake. Blearily looking around with a mini flashlight, his stomach dropped. Outside under the moonlight, only 20 feet away, he spotted the unmistakable shape of a tall man wandering slowly around his truck. Noah froze. He was trapped inside while this stranger, who clearly hadn't expected to find a vehicle out here either, crept ominously along the truck perimeter, trying the handles. Over the next agonizing half-hour, Noah laid paralyzed, listening to the ominous scraping, knocking, pulling, as if the man was searching for a way inside. Finally, he retreated back into the woods. Shaken, Noah turned the truck ignition at dawn and sped to the nearest ranger station to report the frightening encounter. Returning cautiously to examine the site in daylight, Noah's spine tingled, confirming it hadn't been a bad dream. All along the passenger doors were smeared handprints from the invasive peering inside. Parallel scratches marred the side paneling from forceful tugging on the handles. Why was someone lurking out here at night testing truck doors? Was he scoping for theft, or worse, intentionally hunting people? Noah quickly FBI wiped his phone data, in case this sinister stranger someday circled back while tracking the truck's movements. Who knows what dark fate Noah narrowly escaped thanks to impenetrable locking and some lucky timing. But we know he'll never casually park deep in the woods again without glancing warily over his shoulder for unwanted visitors. Phantom of Forest. If our last story stressed the importance of locking your doors, this final creepy encounter shows nowhere is truly safe when the supernatural comes into play. Halloween night carries its own unique terror. Legend says that on All Hallows' Eve, the veil lifts between worlds, allowing restless spirits to walk among us. Most people attend parties or trick-or-treat, blissfully unaware of any paranormal activity. Those brave enough to go seeking it, however, tell bone-chilling tales from the darkness like this one. The scene opens with Adam, a thrill-seeking YouTuber known for daringly camping alone in creepy areas. This Halloween, he set his sight on a dense Oregon forest, said to be haunted by a pioneer-era cemetery. After parking his stealth camper van at a trailhead, Adam began hiking as the afternoon faded to twilight. Odd noises echoed around him, but he pressed on, undaunted, with his bright headlamp lighting the fading path. About a mile in, Adam reached the overgrown grave sites. Moss-covered statues of angels guarded the weathered headstones, which hadn't seen visitors in decades. A heavy aura permeated the small clearing, making Adam slightly uneasy for the first time. As full dark enveloped the woods, Adam leaned against a tree, sipping coffee from his high-tech hydro-powered French press. That's when things got deeply disturbing. Without warning, all his electronic equipment suddenly died, leaving Adam enveloped in disorienting darkness. Seconds later, a glowing white orb floated behind a nearby tree. Then another flashed in his peripheral vision. Adam wheeled around, trying to spot the elusive orbs which darted silently around him in circles. Heart racing, he grabbed a flashlight, but the beam only penetrated a few confusing feet into the inky blackness. The floating orbs seemed to want Adam to follow them deeper into the trees, weaving a dizzying course. Against his better instincts, Adam complied, moving slowly towards the beckoning lights. Just then, a black shadow crossed quickly in front of him. Too substantial to be a woodland creature. Adam recoiled, then crept cautiously forward. There, in a small break between the trees, stood an immobile, heavy-set figure facing him. Too bulky and still to be human, Adam puzzled if it was an expertly carved Halloween display, until it turned and looked directly at him. Adam screamed as the entity began floating towards him, pale oval face glowing. Stumbling over roots and rocks, Adam sprinted for his life towards the forgotten trail. Daring a glance backwards, he saw dozens more technical glitches and flashing lights giving chase through the haunted forest. Whatever paranormal portal had opened in the darkness, Adam wanted no part of it. He burst from the woods and dove into his van, peeling out down the dirt road. Catching his breath as the night sky returned to normal, twinkling beauty, he reviewed the footage, still deeply disturbed. Had he encountered ghosts of the cemetery's inhabitants, or some trans-dimensional being passing through the thinning boundary on All Hallows' Eve, he might never fully understand the events of that night when fear became tangible in the darkness. But Adam knows he was witness to a supernatural phenomenon far beyond his comprehension, and he won't underestimate the mystical forces lurking unseen in nature's dark corners again. The unknown is infinitely more terrifying than any imagined monster. Each of the victims, daring adventurers featured tonight, can attest to that truth. Their encounters with the supernatural or potentially sinister humans hiding in forests, fields, and cemeteries after dark will haunt their memories forever. So next time the moon is full and tree branches cast creeping shadows on your tent, ask yourself, what secrets are you sharing your campsite with? As these clips prove, we may never fully grasp the unexplainable mysteries and horrors lurking just out of sight. But perhaps, just sometimes, that uncertainty is best left alone in the darkness. And that's all for today. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more thrilling and true horror content.